What's up, everyone? It's Dark Sky Watcher. March 28th, 2014. On March 21st, 2014, at 7:03 a.m. UTC time, I recorded 4 separate large lunar impacts. Uh, we caught them live coming across this way right here. It tumbled across the entire lunar surface. I almost missed the catch. It was very smudgy because when I broadcast through Ustream, they compress the video so much that it really looks like crap. That's how they get you to pay $100 to $500 a month, so you stream in HD so everyone can actually see what I'm seeing. I get clarity like this. This is still not even real clarity. This was a really bad night where I was recording this through my regular AMCAP program, but this is what I see. I see the moon really good. You guys get a really compressed version of it, and it sucks. So let's move on here. I contacted everybody I should have contacted. Everybody, including the Lunar Impact Center. Now, right here, this is the only person that responded to me, and it took me 5 days to get a hold of him. Here we see March 25th. This is David Aguilar. Here he is, daguilar@cfa.harvard.edu. This is him. We had multiple contacts here, and he ends up telling me, "Thanks, Paul. I've forwarded your images on to the staff at Sky and Telescope magazine. If they have any further questions, I'm certain they will contact you." I'm assuming for David. So I tell him, "Oh, so I'm not crazy," laughing out loud. "Thank you, David. I appreciate it." So let's move on, because it's the 28th. Have you heard anything about multiple lunar impacts or video of craters being created? I haven't. Let me come up here. During the live broadcast, this is where we picked the object up. My field of view was just slightly about like this, and I catch the object coming in. It actually probably about here. It bounces up onto the higher plane here, does a couple bounces off here, comes into Mare Imbrium, skips across. Let's go south. Still in Mare Imbrium, it comes across this area. This entire area right here is riddled with new craters. There's a large new crater in this area, and one slightly over this way. And then it comes across the Apennis mountain range right here, and it keeps skipping, and it's tumbling. So basically we have it coming in on this trajectory right here, and it went all the way across the lunar plane. My field of view cuts the moon out just about like this with the focal reducer that I use. So this is the area that I was getting in my field of view. So when it came in like this, I almost missed it because Ustream compresses the video. When I broadcast live, it gets compressed from 720 by 480 down to 320 by 240, which is absolute crap. Again, like I said, that's how they get you to pay the extra money. But nobody said anything about this. I caught 4 other objects coming in that were even larger, and I'm going to say that these things are 10 to 20 kilometers. The main one that caught my attention in the first place. The ones Crow found in my previous 7 minutes of video are actually larger. They look much, much larger. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say maybe 40, 50 kilometers. I mean, they were huge. They look huge. There's really no way to know unless I sit down and do a bunch of math and start trying to figure out with the telescope focal length and the focal ratio and the camera focal ratio and the reducer and put all of these things into play. I'm not understanding why nobody's saying anything about this. But I'm going to show you some video clips, and we're going to go over it, and I'm going to show you why I think nobody's saying anything about this, and I'm going to let you know why Crow 777 thinks nobody's saying anything about this as of yet, because this was history. You catch a live, multiple live meteor impacts or asteroid impacts tumbling across the moon, producing crater after crater after crater, which no one's ever caught before. You would think that that would be news in the science community and in the astronomy community, and nobody's really saying anything, and everybody's ditching emails. So let's skip into some video here, and let me start giving you some explanations onto what I think is going on. Now, these are a few snapshots from one of my astronomy books that I use, and this is from Astronomy Today, 2nd edition. Authors of this book, Eric Chason and Steve McMillan. Eric holds a doctorate in astrophysics from Harvard University. Steve holds a bachelor's and master's degree in mathematics from Cambridge University and a doctorate in astronomy from Harvard University. These guys have a lot more credentials, but I'm going to stop there. Let's see what they say about meteor impacts on the moon. Meteoroids generally strike the moon at velocities of several kilometers per second. At these speeds, even a small piece of matter carries a tremendous impact. And that's what we've all been taught. A meteor hits something, there's a lot of energy being released, there's a large explosion, there should be a bright flash of light. That's what I was taught. I'm sure that's what you were taught. That's what my astronomy book here is saying, and this is what they use in a lot of colleges to teach astronomy with. Let me go on here. At these speeds, even a small piece of matter carries an enormous amount of energy. For example, a 1 kilogram object hitting the moon's surface at 10 kilometers per second would release as much energy as the detonation of 10 kilograms of TNT. That's a lot. So what we're seeing in the imagery here, they're showing us their version of a lunar impact, and they're telling us how it's supposed to be. Big bright flash, boom, meteor hits, you know, there it is, crater. That's not what we're getting though, guys. Let's take a look at what we got. Here we have the original clip. Nothing was done to this clip other than a marker was added over here by Crow 777 to show you where the object is going to be coming into the field of view, where to look. It's going to skip across, all the way across here, guys, all the way if you watch it really carefully. Now I tracked it to about this far, he tracked it to about that far. Later on, after viewing more video, we see that it comes all the way through. So let me go ahead and play this. Here we can see the object about to come in right here. There it goes, skipping along. It goes all the way through there, guys, all the way through. Here we're going to look at it at 50% speed. We have the grid lines. You can track it a little bit better. Huge crater right there, guys. That's a new one right there. I know it's a little bit grainy, guys. We're going to get you some good imagery because NASA won't do it. I'm going to do it. But here's a new one right here. There's also another one right behind it. We also have a new one here right at the edge and another one here at this edge. This is the 7-minute clip from the live broadcast that was shot just prior to what you just saw. Here we're going to see a larger object come in and tumble across the moon from up here. He's got it marked out for me there. Thank you, Crow. Did you see how big that thing was? Watch it as it comes across here, guys. Here's color inversion and 40% speed. There it goes. Marks, marks. It tumbled all the way across here, guys. Amazing. And that one was even larger. Here we have the original impact at 20% speed and color inversion. Let's go ahead and get this rolling here. Look at that. There it goes, skipping, skipping. More cratering, more cratering. And there it goes off out of frame. So here's the blink test and imagery that I sent to all the appropriate people. David Aguilar is the only one that really got back to me and confirmed it, yet nobody seems to be talking about it, as I stated earlier in the video. And the reason for that is I don't believe it's an asteroid. I don't believe it's a meteoroid. Crow doesn't believe that as well. I'm just going to call it an object, guys. It's up to you to make up your own mind. Everything that we've learned about meteors, comets, asteroids, large objects impacting at tremendous speeds tells us there should be an explosion, a bright flash of light every time this thing is bouncing. Think about the size of the lunar disk. Roughly 2,600 miles. You could take the United States of America and put it on the front of the moon and it would fit perfectly from edge to edge. This event takes place over 4 seconds. This object tumbles across the entire lunar disk in 4 seconds. Let's go ahead and say 5 for the small amount of moon that was not in frame. Let's just give it 5 seconds, 2,600 miles. You guys do the math on that one, on how fast this object was going. Every time it bounced, there should have been an explosion, a release of energy, not just a crater. Let's play that again. So why is NASA hiding this? Like I just said, that's not an asteroid, that's not a meteor, it's none of the above, guys. That's an object. That's some type of object. Could it be a craft? Could the other object be a craft? Could they be crashing on the moon? I don't know, guys. This one right here is something that I think is going to be scrutinized for a long time. But if you can debunk it, debunk it. You're not going to be able to debunk the fact that something did hit the moon and produce new craters. That's undeniable. Harvard confirmed that. What we're looking at now is, what is this object that hit the moon? What left the craters? Why is there no bright flashes? Why is NASA not returning emails? Why are they not announcing this? Why is nobody talking about this? Everybody is ditching the emails. Everybody is hush hush. Nobody wants to say anything about this. If you can produce another video that shows something similar to what I have here, with asteroid or meteor tumbling across the moon, creating new craters on video, if you can show me that footage, please put a link. I'd really like to see it, because as far as I know, this is the first footage ever. This should be big news, guys. And like I said, no one's talking about it. What's going on? Are we in any kind of danger? Are we going through a huge debris field? I don't know. But like I said, I don't believe that this is an asteroid or a meteor, so that is irrelevant to the fact in my mind. Somebody explain to me how that just happened, what you just saw, how you just saw this object bounce across the moon. Please explain to me. For all the debunkers, I would like you all up in my comment box telling me how an object can do that, moving at those speeds. That's got to be, let's see, 2,600 miles, 5 seconds. How fast do you think that was moving, guys? Tens of thousands of miles an hour. Okay? Impacting at the same speed, tens of thousands of miles an hour, should have produced the flashes with the cratering. So debunkers, please explain to me how there's no flashes. I'm not saying it's an asteroid or comet or meteor, so tell me how you think that it is. I'd like you to explain that one to me. Just tell me in your best capability. Tell me how that just happened without producing large flashes like the impact that NASA just released. That was super big news. We just saw a little bright flash, largest thing ever to happen, blah blah blah. This right here, I think, is the largest thing to ever happen, but there's no flashes. I'm going to share something else with you guys here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Let me see if I can boot this up here. Give me a second. This is some video imagery that I shot on March 21st later on. When I shot the asteroid impact, or the object impact, that was March 21st. That was at 12:03 a.m. for me. This was a little bit later on. I was trying to get some clearer imagery as the moon got a little bit higher. Now I stopped the live recording and I started recording through my AMCAP program, so I was capturing a little bit better quality. Now what I caught in here, I believe, is a game changer. This is a true lunar surface object. I believed it was coming out of this area here and traveling along this way, but we're tracking it back now to this area. But it's not the origins that is amazing. It's the destination, guys. The object comes through here. It wobbles a little bit. You can see it's moving. It curves through here, and it comes through this S-shaped valley, and then we lose it. Now, this is a true surface object on the moon. It's very, very tiny. I've tried many times to upload it. I can't get it rendered. Crow did a version for me that I'm going to add in here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. If you can see it, if your eyes are good enough and you can see it, it's absolutely amazing. I'm looking everywhere that I can to find somebody with forensic analyzing tools, that $6,000-7,000 software that can just one click of a button make this crystal clear and zoom in as much as we want. Everybody I'm talking to, though, they want big bucks, $2,500 for 10 seconds of video. So I don't know on that one, but I am looking for that. That's what I'm really looking for, so I could bring it to you guys the way that I see it on the original clip. I can see it crystal clear. Anybody that I send this clip to, you can see it crystal clear, but by the time it goes through compression from rendering and then going into YouTube compression, we're losing the object. So hopefully this version of it that I'm about to show you makes the cut. I hope you enjoy it, and I really want you to think long and hard about this next clip.
Okay, Crow 777 doing this edit. You see the object come in here, and this object, if it was a little more visible, would basically be the holy grail of moon objects. What you see is it comes in, I believe, at a speed that's too quick to see. We pick it up at about the Kepler crater there. It goes over the bright crater in the center, and it goes up over a little mountain range. There's the bright crater, up over this mountain range, turns a corner, and then there's a little squiggly valley that it goes all the way down that valley. It's very difficult to see, but my guess is a pixel here is roughly a mile. So even though it's difficult to see, this is one big object and close to the Holy Grail.